Majan University College. I'm Salam Al-Kindi, chairman of the board, and with me is Dr. Maha Kobil, who is the dean, and Amr Ubaid from the finance department, and there are a number of other senior staff on board with us, Ms. Nabila, Dr. Nabila Al-Makki, and others, and we will give you a brief introduction about the activities within our college, and then we will be happy to receive any questions that you may have. I welcome Dr. Maha Kobil to do the introductory talk, and then Amr will follow, and then we will be happy to receive your questions. Dr. Maha, please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor. Welcome everybody, the ones who are already here, and we welcome whoever comes afterwards. Majan University College is the very first private higher education institution in Oman. It was established in 1995, and it is a public listed company. Now, we have a presentation here that I'm not going to go through everything, but I will just briefly note the highlights. As I mentioned, it's the first private higher education institution in Oman, established in 1995, but it is also the first higher education institution in general in Oman that was institutionally accredited by the Oman Oman Authority for Academic Accreditation and Quality Assurance of Education. Used to be called Oman Academic Accreditation Authority. That was in 2017. Now, Majan University College offers a wide range of programs, and it is in partnership with the University of Bedfordshire in the UK. Our partnership with the university goes for around 24 years. We offer through them both undergraduate and postgraduate programs. The undergraduate programs are validated programs. That means we offer, we develop the curriculum and we offer the programs by our own staff, and the university offers the certificates. All that is approved by the Ministry of Higher Education, and the postgraduate programs are hosted by the college. They are mainly the university's programs, and the university takes part in the delivery of the program, and we provide the local support. The postgraduate program started in the college in 2004. Since then, we've been considered one of the biggest centers for postgraduate studies. The college, over the years, the college won prizes for its activities, academic activities, or for its support to students, or for using technology. And in the slide, there are some of these awards. One of the prominent ones that in 2019, Majan was rated as the most trusted brand in education by the OER. We got awards for supporting students and for using the technology, and for providing internet throughout the institution and IT throughout the institution for all students and staff. Among our programs, or before we talk about the programs, we've got three main faculties in addition to the postgraduate center. We have the biggest faculty is the business management faculty, and the business management faculty has 6 main programs. The biggest program is the business administration. It has 8 pathways. The newly added ones are the transport operations management, and it's a pathway. And the 2 other new programs introduced are Islamic banking one of the programs that we decided we are not going to offer is the e-business program. We stopped registering students because we thought it's a little bit, the intake is going down, and that's why we stopped registration. But it is not closed. If it is needed at any point of time, we can always go back to it. The IT faculty has three main programs: computer and internet applications, networking, and computing. Bachelor of Honors in Computing that has three pathways: oil and gas, computing in oil and gas. It has two modes, regular modes, that is full-time, part-time, and it also has 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on. This is for people who work outside Muscat. There is the banking information systems and software engineering. The English language faculty hosts the Bachelor of Honors in English language and the foundation program, and the foundation program is considered as a bridging program between the secondary school and tertiary level. The postgraduate center has 4 programs: the MBA, Masters of Business Administration, computer sciences, and international human resources, and an applied linguistics. In addition to, we have our Majan training unit. Now it becomes an institute where we offer ACCA, CMA, and CIFE. Now, the newest program we introduced in the college is a DBA, Doctor of Business Administration, with the University of Bradford in the UK. Now, Majan is the first higher education institution in Oman to offer a DBA, and our DBA is coming from a university that is triple accredited. The business school is triple accredited. Now the operational highlights. Now, Majan gets its reputation from our graduates. We have a good number of graduates so far, between 18,000 to 20,000, and our graduates secure prominent positions in the community, whether in the private sector or in the public sector. Now, since we started in 1995, the college managed to have a steady growth, and our postgraduate center at one point of time was considered the biggest center that had more than 800 students. So far, we have around 3,000 to 3,500 graduates of our master's programs, mainly the master's in business administration. Since the year 2020, with the introduction of the IELTS as an entry requirement, all postgraduate programs in the Sultanate were affected as the intake went down. So this affected Majan like other higher education institutions. However, to tackle this, we introduced the Doctor of Business Administration program to rectify this problem. Now, we're also going through other activities to support potential students or candidates for the postgraduate programs, and this will, the results will come in the near future. However, part of that is some projects that we are working closely, the sector, in the higher education in the private sector, and the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation. If there are any questions in these areas, I would be more than happy to answer. However, I think we are going to move to the financial highlights, and I give the floor, with your permission, Professor Salam, to our financial controller, Mr. Amr.
Thank you, Dr. Maha.
Thank you, Dr. Maha.
As we can see from the highlights, our income has decreased 5% this year, reduced by around 256,000, and the expenses also decreased by 1%, about 19,000. Net profit before tax decreased by 17,000, around 237,000. Taxation increased by 162%,
17%.
which is, yes, 108,000. Eventually, the net profit has decreased by 26%, about 346,000, to reach 1,005,000, which is 11 paisa per share. So total income mainly decreased from decrease in the number of new and returning postgraduate students. As explained before in the operational highlights, this is due to the entry criteria for the postgraduate programs, which has put some limitation on the number of admissions. Expenses we reduced also by 1%. This is from the corresponding reduction in the affiliation fees and postgraduate income. Net profit before tax, although it is reduced by 17%, however, the taxation actually increased by 162%, and this is because of the deferred tax income that was recognized last year on the provisions of impairment of fees receivable and fair value adjustment of investments. So this is not happening this year, so that's why we have made this huge increase in the tax expense. Consequently, the net profit decreased by 26% because of the component of the taxation. If you can see also the progress in our net profit over the years, we have been steady until 2019, and we started to slow down in 2020, and this is also due to the previous factor that we explained about the entry criteria for the postgraduate programs. This year, we are not proposing any dividends because we have made a lot of bonus shares, 200% in 2017-18, and we would like to reinvest and support the reserves, and that's why the board of directors did not distribute any dividends for this year. If you have any questions, please, I'm ready to reply to your queries. I'll leave Dr. Salam to take it further. Professor Salam?
Okay, thank you, Amr.
I think there is a question, Professor.
Yes, let me see. Is it in the chat?
I think
Yes.
she raised her hand.
Yes.
Yes, 1 minute. Please go ahead with your question.
Thank you so much for running us through your financials. You had mentioned that the decrease in revenue this quarter is because of the entry criteria for the postgraduate program.
Yes.
Could you please explain more on that, how that has contributed? What is the criteria?
Maybe Dr. Maha could go through that, and then Amr can comment, and then maybe if needed, I will also comment.
All right. In the past, all the postgraduate programs in the Sultanate, and Majan is one of them, in the private sector, they used to have their own entry requirements when it comes to the English language. So we used to use the test that belonged to the University of Bedfordshire. But the ministry in 2018, in October, introduced IELTS 6 as an entry requirement. Because that was not used among people, because the majority of people who go for the postgraduate are people who've been working for some time. So when this came as a condition, so many people shied away from joining the postgraduate because they didn't want to go through the testing of IELTS to get 6. This automatically reduced all the applicants in the postgraduate programs in all higher education institutions, and Majan University College is one of them. And the numbers were reduced really, it did affect the number of applicants. Did I answer your question?
Yes, yes. So
Could
how
you,
do you see the growth next year?
um, yeah, okay, go ahead, Dr.
Ah,
Maha. Maybe
sorry, what was the question?
the growth for
Uh,
next year.
Yes, that's why we went and immediately we prepared with the University of Bradford the postgraduate program, the DBA. So this could rectify, because it's, first of all, it's the only DBA in the country, and we have a good number of our alumni who completed their masters, and it is needed. This is what we felt, and we got approval for that. The other thing is, as I said, there are some projects that we are working with the Ministry of Higher Education and with other higher education institutions through the Committee of Private Higher Education Institutions in Oman. We are trying to come up with projects that would help in increasing the number of potential postgraduate students to join master's programs and to overcome the obstacle of IELTS.
okay, okay. Um, Thank you so much. Also, could you give me the capacity of the university?
You mean the capacity as in what currently?
Yeah, currently.
Currently, we have almost 2,000 students, give and take.
Okay. And the staff strength?
Uh, Academics and non-academics. We're
Academics.
talking about almost 1,600, sorry, 160 staff
Okay.
members. Yeah.
This is academics.
No, it's academics and non-academics.
Okay, okay, okay. And your intake period is September?
Twice a year, September and February. We have two
Okay.
intakes a year.
That's September and February. Okay. And how was your intake compared to last year? Did you see any low intake?
Yeah, it is definitely this year. It is low because mainly the effect came from the postgraduate. We used to
Okay.
get more, but also undergraduate, the self-paying students is less this year, and we know that it's the effect of Corona and the effect of
Okay.
some people lost their jobs, some people
Yeah, yeah.
their salaries were reduced, and there were more opportunities for work. So that affected it. But when it comes to the Ministry of Higher Education, we maintain the same, the scholarships given by the ministry.
Okay. Talking about self-paying students, can you give me the ratio of scholarship students to self-paying students?
Um, well, you mean in general or for the intake this year?
For this year.
For this year, I think it's less. Amr, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it might be 3-1, something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but uh, I rather also prefer, it's little unpublished
Yeah.
information. So
See,
Okay,
there is
okay.
also something else, Madam, that we have two intakes a year. So now we're talking about one intake, September. We still have the February intake.
Okay, but the general average ratio would be around?
Well, I mentioned that we have
Yeah,
less,
self-paying students.
yeah, self-paying students.
Okay, okay. Also, any cost optimization plans going forward?
Any what?
Any cost optimization plans going forward?
Maybe Amr can take that, Doctora. Amr,
Yes, okay.
about cost optimization. Do you?
um, of course, based on the number of intakes, we are revising our also number of staffing and also our contracts, which is related to the student directly. So based on the new intake this year, we are revising all those aspects directly related to the students.
Okay. And you had mentioned about the accreditation OAAA that you had received in 2017.
Okay.
Do you see any higher accreditations going forward?
Any what?
Any higher accreditations or similar accreditations going forward in future?
Well, this is the national accreditation. It's a cycle every 5 years.
Okay.
This is an institutional accreditation. It's a must that all higher education institutions in Oman go through.
And
Okay.
we,
And
we
given,
are we are
yeah,
preparing for the
For the second cycle.
second cycle soon, according to the guidelines given by the Ministry of Higher Education.
Yes.
And it is not a requirement to be accredited at the moment. It's not a requirement to be accredited by other international accrediting bodies, and so the college is adhering to the guidelines as set by the Ministry of Higher Education.
okay, okay. So I believe the 2019 earnings were quite high. This is the pre-COVID. So do you see the college reaching that level soon next year?
Well, we have the plans for that, but I mean, we've been there before, and we came out of it, and we have the plans to increase the number of students, and we have to also take into consideration there is competition, fierce competition outside, externally, but there are also external factors that are beyond our control. However,
Yeah.
the plans are there to rectify the current situation.
The college is taking up steps to enhance the students' acquisition and helping with English. Obviously, these are internal college plans, and I hope they will give us a positive impact on getting more students.
This is with regard to the postgraduate
Yes,
program.
postgraduate. Yeah.
Okay. In terms of your investment income, is there a breakdown of how much in fixed income and equity?
It's all in fixed income.
Okay.
If I may add also, Professor Salam, that the entry criteria is currently under review by the ministry. So this will highly affect the future intakes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. These were the questions from my side.
Thank you
very
so much.
Anything
Do you
else?
do you see anybody?
No one else, Professor Salam, is available except
Our staff.
Yes. So if you would like to conclude, we can, I think, close the discussion.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us this morning. It has been a pleasure. I thank our staff who presented, Dr. Maha, Amr, and the others who are present. And we definitely see that the college will take steps in collaboration with the Ministry of Higher Education in order to make progress in the area of higher education, obviously, and we see that there is a future, although there is a competition, but there is definitely a good future for institutions of higher education, and we are placed in a good position, hopefully, to contribute with our previous strong records. Thank you very much, and we wish you a good day. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you, Prof.
Assalamu alaikum.